Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wisdom in Dreams from Mind Health Manual. Thank you so much for joining us again tonight. Following our previous episode titled Letting Go Under Moonlight, tonight we explore Starlight Whispers and discover ancient wisdom for releasing our worries and anxieties. What do the stars whisper to us each night? In the vast expanse of the universe, countless stars silently shine their light, illuminating the darkness with quiet persistence. Imagine if we could view our worries from the same distant perspective as those celestial lights, seeing them as tiny points in the greater cosmos of our lives. Every evening, we carry various concerns and anxieties to bed with us. Health concerns, family worries, uncertainties about the future. Sometimes these thoughts weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, disrupting our peaceful sleep and stealing away our tranquility. But starting tonight, we will learn to borrow wisdom from the starlight and discover gentler ways to view these persistent worries. Just as we might sit under a starlit sky and gaze upward with wonder, we can learn to observe our inner landscape with the same sense of spaciousness and perspective. Our minds, like the night sky, are vast enough to hold all our thoughts without being overwhelmed by any single one. The ancient sages often spoke of finding peace by looking beyond the immediate concerns of daily life. They understood that distance, whether physical or emotional, provides clarity and wisdom. Tonight, we embark on this journey together, creating that healing distance between ourselves and our worries. I invite you to settle into a comfortable position, perhaps near a window where you can glimpse the night sky, or simply close your eyes and imagine sitting beneath a canopy of stars. Let us begin this gentle exploration together, as if we were old friends sharing wisdom under the infinite beauty of a starlit evening. Chapter 1: Understanding the Nature of Worry. Worry is a natural and inevitable part of human existence. There has never been a life completely free from concern or anxiety. What matters most is how we perceive and handle these worries, and how we understand their impact on our daily lives and overall well-being. Our worries generally fall into two distinct categories. The first includes concerns about things within our control and influence. The second encompasses anxieties about matters completely beyond our ability to change or direct. Understanding this fundamental distinction is the first step toward finding peace. Ancient wisdom teaches us to seek courage, to change what we can control, acceptance for what we cannot, and the wisdom to distinguish between the two. This timeless principle remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago, perhaps even more so in our complex modern world. Consider the worries within our control. Our eating habits, exercise routines, the way we communicate with loved ones, how we spend our time, our response to challenges. These concerns can serve as valuable signals, prompting us toward positive changes and growth. When we worry about our health, it might motivate us to adopt better habits. When we worry about relationships, it might encourage more meaningful conversations. However, what about those persistent concerns over matters beyond our influence? The weather, other people's thoughts and decisions, past events that cannot be changed, global situations, or the natural aging process. These worries, while understandable, often create unnecessary mental burden without the possibility of constructive action. A wise scholar once observed that worry has a peculiar ability to magnify small problems and transform shadows into seemingly solid obstacles. Our anxious minds can take a minor concern and inflate it until it appears overwhelming. This is similar to how shadows appear larger and more frightening at night than the objects that cast them. Research has shown us something quite remarkable about the nature of worry. Studies indicate that approximately 85% of the things we worry about never actually occur. Of the remaining 15% that do happen, most people handle them far better than they initially imagined they would. This suggests that much of our mental energy spent on worry could be redirected toward more constructive purposes. We also tend to dwell extensively on past regrets and future uncertainties. The past, however, is already written and cannot be altered. The future exists only in possibility and potential. The only moment where we truly have any real influence or power is this present moment, right here and right now. Furthermore, our worries often exist in a kind of mental echo chamber, where the same concerns circle repeatedly without resolution. Breaking this cycle requires understanding that worry, by itself, is not problem-solving. It is merely repetitive thinking without action or acceptance. The ancient practice of observing our thoughts without being consumed by them offers great relief. When we can step back and watch our worries as we might watch clouds passing across the sky, we begin to understand that we are not our thoughts. We are the vast sky in which thoughts arise and dissolve. Understanding the true nature of worry helps us recognize it as part of the human experience while preventing it from becoming the central focus of our lives. Like the stars that maintain their steady light despite the darkness around them, we too can learn to maintain our inner equilibrium regardless of the worries that may arise. Now let us explore specific and practical methods for releasing our worries. While we cannot eliminate concern entirely from our lives, we can certainly develop wise and effective approaches for managing our anxious thoughts. The first technique is called scheduled worry time. Designate 15 to 20 minutes each day as your official worry period. During all other hours, when anxious thoughts arise, gently tell yourself, "This is not worry time. I will address this during my scheduled period." Keep a small notebook to jot down these concerns briefly, then return your attention to the present moment. During your designated worry time, focus completely on your concerns, explore them fully, and then close that chapter for the day. An elderly gentleman shared how this method transformed his experience with insomnia. He established 30 minutes after dinner as his worry time, and when he lay in bed at night, he would remind himself, "This is not the time for worry." Initially challenging, this practice gradually became natural, leading to much more restful nights and peaceful sleep. The second approach involves imagining worst-case scenarios. While this might sound counterintuitive, systematically thinking through what would actually happen if our worst fears materialized often reveals our own resilience and resourcefulness. Most people discover they could handle even difficult situations much better than their anxiety suggests. A philosopher once noted that the majority of things he feared most intensely throughout his life never actually occurred. Our fears and worries often loom much larger in our imagination than they ever could in reality. This perspective helps reduce the anxiety that comes from uncertainty and unknown outcomes. The third method focuses on cultivating gratitude. Each evening before sleep, identify 3 things from your day that brought you appreciation or joy. These can be simple pleasures, a delicious meal, warm sunshine on your face, a kind word from a friend, or even just a moment of unexpected beauty. Gratitude naturally shifts our attention from negative to positive aspects of life. Ancient wisdom tells us that a grateful heart is like refreshing rain that washes away worry and discontent. Gratitude serves as a natural cleansing agent for our minds, clearing away the accumulated debris of daily concerns and leaving space for peace and contentment. The fourth technique is present moment awareness. Since most worries concern either past events or future possibilities, anchoring ourselves in the immediate present significantly reduces anxious thinking. Focus completely on what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and feel right now in this very moment. When drinking tea, attend fully to its warmth, flavor, and aroma. While walking, notice the sensation of your feet touching the ground, the sounds around you, the feeling of air against your skin. These moments of complete presence create islands of calm in our often turbulent mental landscape. Additionally, practice breathing awareness as a powerful tool for calming the mind. Your breath is always available as an anchor for attention and a pathway to relaxation. Lie comfortably and take slow, deep breaths, counting each inhalation and exhalation. This simple practice signals your nervous system to shift into a more peaceful state. From ancient times, wise teachers have called the breath the anchor of the mind. Just as an anchor holds a ship steady in rough waters, conscious breathing keeps our minds stable when emotional storms arise. Finally, try transforming worries into stars. This involves using your imagination therapeutically. When a worry appears in your mind, visualize it as a single star, and then imagine sending that star far out into the night sky. This creates psychological distance between yourself and your concerns, reducing their emotional intensity. A noted psychologist explained that imagining our worries as objects and then creating distance from them helps prevent us from becoming overwhelmed by anxious thoughts. While worries may be part of our experience, we are much larger and more capable than any single concern. Practice these methods gradually and consistently. Complete transformation will not happen overnight, but small, steady changes accumulate into significant improvements in your quality of life and peace of mind. We have just explored several practical methods for releasing worry and finding greater peace in your evening hours. I hope these approaches will help make your nights more restful and your mind more tranquil. Here at Mind Health Manual, we share wisdom for mental wellness every week. If you have not already subscribed, please take a moment now to subscribe, like this video, and enable notifications. Your support means so much to us and helps us continue creating content for your well-being. In our next episode, we will delve deeper into wisdom of the night sky and explore specific mindsets that promote truly restorative sleep. I hope you will join us for that journey as well. When our minds are filled with concerns, how can we transition into peaceful, restorative sleep? Worry-induced insomnia affects many people, and this tendency often increases with age as life experiences accumulate and responsibilities multiply. First, establish a consistent bedtime routine. Going to bed at the same time each night and engaging in the same sequence of calming activities signals your body that sleep time is approaching. This might include gentle stretching, washing your hands and feet with warm water, reading something uplifting, or practicing gratitude. Ancient wisdom advised to rest the body when the sun sets and calm the mind when the moon rises. This age-old guidance aligns perfectly with our natural circadian rhythms. As daylight fades, we gradually reduce our activity levels, and as night deepens, we allow our minds to enter a state of rest as well. Second, write down your worries before bed. Keep a notebook beside your bed and spend a few minutes writing down the thoughts circling in your mind. This practice helps externalize your concerns, making them feel more manageable. Once written, you can tell yourself, I have recorded these thoughts, and I will address them tomorrow during daylight hours. A retired professor shared that he maintained a worry journal for nearly 3 decades. Each night he would write down all his concerns, then close the journal while saying, "Today's worries end here." This simple ritual helped him achieve decades of peaceful nights and restful sleep. Third, engage in guided visualization with peaceful imagery. Imagine yourself in the most calming place you can think of, a serene beach with gentle waves, a quiet forest grove, a mountain meadow in spring, or perhaps your childhood bedroom where you felt completely safe. Engage all your senses in this visualization, seeing the colors, hearing the sounds, smelling the scents, and feeling the textures of this peaceful environment. Research has demonstrated that visualizing calm environments actually triggers physiological relaxation responses in our bodies, reducing stress hormones and preparing us naturally for sleep. The mind and body are so interconnected that imagined peace can create real physical tranquility. Fourth, practice conscious breathing techniques. Your breath serves as a bridge between your conscious mind and your automatic nervous system. Lying comfortably, take slow, deep breaths, perhaps counting each breath cycle. Breathe in slowly for 4 counts. Hold gently for 4 counts. Then exhale slowly for 6 counts. Repeat this pattern while focusing solely on the rhythm of your breathing. Since ancient times, meditation teachers have taught that breath is the most direct pathway to inner calm. When our breathing becomes slow and steady, our entire nervous system follows, shifting naturally into a state conducive to deep rest. Fifth, practice the worry to star transformation technique we discussed earlier. When anxious thoughts arise as you lie in bed, imagine each worry becoming a small star that you can send gently into the vast night sky. Picture these star worries becoming part of the beautiful celestial display, far from your immediate concern but still acknowledged and honored. Additionally, try progressive muscle relaxation. Starting with your toes, consciously tense, and then completely relax each muscle group in your body, working slowly upward to your head. This practice helps release physical tension that often accompanies mental stress. You might also practice loving kindness, meditation before sleep. Send kind thoughts to yourself first, then to loved ones, acquaintances, and even to people with whom you have difficulties. This practice fills your mind with positive emotions rather than worries, creating an ideal mental state for rest. Create an environment that supports peaceful sleep. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Consider using soft music, nature sounds, or guided meditations designed specifically for sleep. Some people find that the sound of gentle rain or ocean waves helps quiet their busy minds. Remember that developing these skills takes time and patience. Do not expect immediate perfection. Like learning any new skill, creating peaceful sleep habits requires consistent practice and gentle persistence. Be kind and patient with yourself during this learning process. Worry is not always entirely negative or destructive. Sometimes our concerns carry important messages and insights that can guide us toward better choices and deeper understanding. The key lies in learning how to receive these messages and transform anxiety into constructive wisdom. First, convert your worries into questions. When you find yourself thinking, "What if my health deteriorates?" transform this into, "What can I do right now to support and improve my health?" This simple shift moves you from passive anxiety to active problem solving and empowerment. A philosopher once observed that the quality of our questions determines the quality of our lives. Better questions naturally lead to better answers and more constructive actions. Learning to reframe worries as valuable questions can literally change the direction of our lives. Second, look for lessons within your recurring concerns. If certain worries appear repeatedly in your mind, ask yourself what they might be trying to teach you. For example, persistent concerns about family relationships might signal a need to improve communication skills or spend more quality time together. A wise teacher noted that problems are often seeds of learning, and worries are signals that these seeds are ready to sprout into new understanding. Through our concerns, we can discover important life lessons that lead to personal growth and wisdom. Third, use your worries to clarify your priorities and values. The things we worry about most often reflect what matters most deeply to us. Health concerns reveal the importance we place on physical well-being. Relationship worries demonstrate how much we value our connections with others. Financial concerns might highlight our desire for security and stability. An ancient sage observed that understanding what someone worries about reveals the contents of their heart. By examining your own patterns of concern, you can gain clearer insight into your authentic values and what truly matters to you in life. Fourth, develop empathy and compassion through understanding your own worries. When you deeply understand your own anxiety and vulnerability, you naturally develop greater capacity for understanding and supporting others who struggle with similar concerns. Your personal experience with worry becomes a bridge for connecting more meaningfully with others. A psychologist noted that those who understand their own emotional wounds are often the most capable of helping heal similar wounds in others. Our struggles with anxiety and worry can become sources of wisdom that we share to help lighten others' burdens. Fifth, practice seeing the bigger picture beyond immediate concerns. Rather than becoming consumed by present worries, regularly ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Or how does this concern fit into the larger context of my entire life? This perspective helps reduce the emotional intensity of current problems. The elders used to say that life is like a river, and from a distance you can see its true course and destination. When we step back and view our lives from a higher vantage point, we often discover that current worries represent relatively small portions of our overall journey. Additionally, use your worries as motivation for positive action. Instead of ruminating endlessly, channel the energy of concern into constructive activities. Health worries might motivate better self-care habits. Relationship concerns could inspire more thoughtful communication. Financial worries might encourage better planning and budgeting. Practice worry journaling, not just to record concerns, but to explore their deeper meanings. Write about what each worry might be teaching you, what values it reflects, and what actions it might be encouraging you to take. Consider sharing your worries with trusted friends or family members. Often, speaking our concerns aloud to someone who cares about us helps us gain new perspectives and discover solutions we had not considered. The act of verbalizing worry often reduces its emotional power over us. Finally, remember that wisdom often emerges from our struggles rather than from our comfort. The challenges that worry us most can become our greatest teachers if we approach them with openness and curiosity rather than resistance and fear. Just as stars shine brightest against the darkest sky, our deepest wisdom often emerges from our most challenging concerns. Tonight, as you release your worries to the starlight, consider what gifts of understanding they might be offering you. The transformation from worry to wisdom is not instant, but it is one of the most valuable skills we can develop for living a fulfilling and peaceful life. Each small step in this direction contributes to your overall growth and resilience. Tonight we have explored the gentle wisdom of starlight and discovered ways to release our worries and transform them into understanding. While concerns are a natural part of life, how we perceive and work with them makes all the difference between burden and blessing. Like the stars that shine steadily in the vast night sky, we can learn to maintain our inner light regardless of the worries that may arise in our minds. Tonight, I encourage you to step outside and look up at the actual stars, imagining that you are sending all your concerns into that infinite beauty. Next week, we will continue with Wisdom of the Night Sky and explore deeper practices for cultivating the mindset that leads to truly restorative sleep. Please subscribe and enable notifications so you never miss an episode. Share your experiences in the comments below. Which techniques resonated most with you? What topics would you like us to explore in future episodes? May your night be as beautiful as starlight and filled with the wisdom that comes from inner peace. Sleep well, and we will meet again next week.